go to Whitney.com.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my Sonja in Your City comedy tour. It's 2023, the tour. I changed it up from 2022. It's just really a one-woman show right now. I'll have somebody moderate, right? So they sit there with me on stage. We do 20 minutes of banter after I do a 10-minute little ditty, like a Cabrolesque kind of thing. So I come out and do a little chair dance and everyone cracks up. And then I do some questions from the audience. And they line up like they do at BravoCon and they ask me their dying questions. You'd be surprised they really don't ask about the show. They really just want to know about
you.
My travels and who I date and how I got married and how's my daughter and have I sold the townhouse and how do I stay positive and everybody, they never seen so much F&B. They said my food and beverage is very high because the people who come, they like to eat, they like to drink, they live a good lifestyle, sleep well, light their abundance candle, manifestors. So I got a cool group.
Okay. No, that's great. So you're going to be at City Winery September 9th, but since it's a tour, you have a stop in New York and some other places as well. Do you want to tell us those dates?
Well, I just did Chicago and St. Louis, and it's always ongoing. It's never the same show. Yeah. So if you missed me at my previous cities, I'll be back. So this Wednesday is New York City.
Yeah.
And it's sold out. So we did a second show and then the meet and greet, which is an add-on ticket for $99. I mean, it's the same I charge for my cameos. I'm a top performer on Cameo doing videos for people. Cool. But in between the two shows, I will be seeing people doing photo ops and sharing my Sonja Sangria. And then, after party for sure in New York, right?
Yeah.
Then I go to Nashville. I love Nashville. I played Nashville before. I'm going back. Oh boy, do they like to eat and drink and party down there. Straw that stirs the drink is Nashville.
Okay.
So I'll be there September 2. That's this Saturday. Yeah. I haven't even booked my hotel or anything. I'm very improv. It's not, it's a very improv kind of thing. But very funny. Okay. And then go to my second home away from home, which is Philadelphia.
Yes.
Oh, I love it there. I stay right around the corner from Rittenhouse Square in a little townhouse. It's not a well-known hotel, but it's so beautiful. And I have so many friends there.
Okay.
And I can't wait. So that's Saturday of the following weekend. What would we say? The 9th or the 7th?
It'll be the 9th, September 9th. So when you're in Philly, where do you like to go? I know you have the places you just have to go to when you're there in town.
Oh, yeah. I always go to the White Dog when my daughter's in town, or I'll go over to Rittenhouse Square, Louie Louie. I like to, there's a couple of little hideouts, they're called, what do you call those where,
like speakeasies?
Yes, you read my mind. There's a couple of speakeasy. I go with my girlfriend, Victoria, because she lives around the corner from one. And I love the gays. So I love going to any of the LGBTQ centers, where all the gays hang out. So
yeah, that's cool. Go to Woody's. Have you been there?
Yep. There's probably not many places I haven't gone in Philly at this point.
I think that's so fun. I do remember seeing you in Philly like years ago. I remember seeing like you in the news and stuff. And I think that's great that you love Philadelphia, and especially the Fearless restaurants and Louie Louie and White Dog. Those are some of the best places to eat. So I totally get it.
I used to go to, there was a place, not Maestro's, but there was another steakhouse and it closed, just like New York, a lot of places have closed since COVID. But also there's this like revenge travel thing going on. So people are traveling from all over to go see me. I just got a friend from, Benton, where I just filmed Crappie Lake, my new comedy show. Yeah. It's a spin-off with Luann, and he's coming to Nashville. He's like, I'm coming with a whole group to Nashville because you can drive there in 2 hours from Benton. And I have a lot of friends in Benton, Illinois, Southern Illinois now.
I know. So you just wrapped Crappie. Well, you didn't just wrap. I mean, we just saw the final episode of Crappie Lake. What kind of feedback have you received from fans, from your fellow castmates?
They're just so refreshed because everybody's coming out of lockdown and you're losing family and friends and just having a harder time at work. And they're just like, what a breath of fresh air is Crappie Lake. Andy Cohen said it's revolutionary. It's like slapstick silly half hour back-to-back episodes, which people do stream on Peacock now.
Okay.
So that way, if you missed it on Bravo TV, on Sunday nights, then you can just watch it. And people are having watch parties, and you can watch if you want. You can go get a drink. You can go get something to eat, come back, and it's always funny. So it's been a success because people have a very short attention span these days, and they just really want to have a good laugh.
I love how you said that Luann thought that people were picketing when you guys were getting off the plane, and really they were there for you. So that was so cool.
I think honestly they were just excited to have someone come in and help revitalize after like any city is coming back from a very difficult time. So when they saw us all dressed up, I think they were a little doubtful. They thought we were very Hollywood, but then they said, "Oh, okay, these girls can get their hands dirty."
Yeah.
We're both very small town girls. We're very close friends. We're like family, and we have creative differences when it comes down to our entertainment styles sometimes, but we both are very strong workers, big work ethic, and afraid to let anyone down. So it worked out well.
Yeah, and it's still great because you have such a perfect personality for something like that, and you're like no holds barred, like literally anything goes with you. But I think that's great. I mean, that makes you so relatable to so many people. So I know you definitely got a lot of fans from Benton and from people watching it.
Yeah, they're coming. They're going to come to the Nashville show. I have a lot of friends there. I'll probably go down in November to visit. I just sent some red bushes down there. We usually call Luann the red bush, but no, I sent some bushes down there for the playground because we put in a playground with a huge jungle gym.
That's so nice.
We really white knuckled through that. We were very nervous that we weren't going to get it because of the lumber strike, but not a strike, but there was a shortage of lumber.
Yeah.
And we put in a doggy walk so that the doggy center, the pet center, could let them out and be more adoptable, just more happy.
Yes.
And less scary.
Yeah. Is there anything that we didn't see? Because of course everything's condensed into 30 minutes. So is there any fun behind the scenes story that we didn't get to see?
Yeah. Well, we both were staying in two very small motel rooms, right? But Luann wasn't drinking then. Like sometimes she doesn't drink, and vice versa, me too. But I was drinking a little bit, but not like I do when I film Housewives, because I had a lot of work to do the next day. So I had to refrain from hard partying. But I would tailgate at night in the parking lot with the locals. The Crappie Hour would continue every night. Luann would go to bed at like 9:30, 10, because she would get up at 5:30 and make calls and stuff. But I was tailgating, and they would bring the beer. And I would bring the Sonja Sangria, and I have white and red, and we would mix it with a little Tito's. We would hide the Tito's in a freezer because no one would go in the freezer because it was deer meat and deer heads. So they're like, no one will go in there. Let's hide the Tito's in there. So yeah, we were hanging out in the back of the trucks having drinks, but not like when I go to Middleburg and it's caviar and champagne. This was like hot dogs and burgers.
That's cool. That's relatable and fun. What about with Paula Abdul? That was really cool. Did you know her before that, or was this your first time meeting her?
Oh God, yeah. Both Luann and I had met her a few times, and we had known that she was a philanthropist and liked to give back to children. And she's got 11 million records. It's sales of records.
Yeah.
So she was flying from LA to New York. So she just touched down, dropped in, helped out with our kids. And I told her, we're not wasting your time. These kids are very talented. The town of Benton has so many schools for cheerleading and gymnastics and dance and tap and, everything. And they go 3-4 times a week to practice. And plus at church, they sing. So we had a lot of talent.
Yeah.
We even had someone who sang the Star Spangled Banner. I mean, that's good.
Great. She was great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you watched.
Is there anything that you learned about Luann? Because I know you guys are good friends, but just from being in this small town and having to do all these things, is there anything you learned that you're surprised about?
Well, I asked that question, but the thing is, we're like an old married couple. When we drive to like a yoga retreat or to see a Swami priest or, something like that, we don't even talk the whole way. We don't have to fill the room with noise. I mean, we're very settled together. But right. I would say the one thing that surprised me is that we could do 6 straight weeks together with very small rooms and get a huge list, a task list from the mayor done most of the time outside of our room. But we also did renovations back at the motel. So I think I learned that she and I can have creative differences, but we would hash it out and keep it rolling. Like on Housewives, you have conflict,
Yeah.
resolution, keep moving.
Keep moving.
And you have to be like that to be family or to be a Real Housewife, franchise.
Did
That's
you
the rule.
have you heard from like Paris Hilton or Nicole Richie about your show?
Well, they're the same network, so they're very happy. It's sort of reviving interest in that and Schitt's Creek and
Yeah.
also the RHONY Legacy. So they're bringing RHONY Legacy Ultimate Girls Trip earlier
Okay.
because they want to get it to the viewers sooner because they saw how much they missed me and Luann. So they got a really good trip out of us, Ultimate Girls Trip, RHONY Legacy in St. Bart's.
That's
So
right.
now they're going to show that in December and keep the other Ultimate Girls Trip for later because they really need more of the Real Housewives of New York because the viewers don't feel season 14 Real Housewives of New York it has anything to do with Real Housewives of New York. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's a whole new cast. Do you know any of the cast?
No, I really don't. So again, Housewives are of a certain ilk. We're like Upper East Side matrons of a certain social circuit, not necessarily social lives, but we have children, we work, we do philanthropy, we've been through ups and downs, we've been through divorce and losses of lives in our families. Like I said, raising children and just starting new businesses, reinventing ourselves. So there's a lot that goes into being a housewife.
Mm-hmm.
At our ages and wisdom to share and be able to laugh at yourself and to be close friends with someone that you've known 30 years,
Yeah, because we've seen you guys throughout all the years. So for us, like for me personally, it's like you're the Real Housewives of New York, but now there's a whole new cast. So it's just a little bit different. And of course, it's not easy for new people to just jump in and now try to fill the shoes. So I was just wondering, if you knew them.
I think that was unfair. It was unfair to call it Real Housewives of New York. I think they should have done something like New York City Millennials or New York City Fashionistas or I don't know, Movers Shakers, New York City. I don't know. But happy to toss the baton and let them share in the space that we built because when Bravo and NBC does well, we all do well and everybody's happy. All the viewers are happy. But we definitely need to do another Ultimate Girls Trip with the New Yorkers. We're known for our trips, these glamorous places where we can get down and dirty and peel the layers of the onion. But then we also need to do again another town, Luann and I, because I am getting so many emails from people saying, please come to our town. We need help.
Yeah, I know you wanted to go to Texas, somewhere in Texas, because you wanted to go.
I do. Yes, I really do. They said they need help in Texas with a lot of different, things that are different from Benton.
So kind of on the reality kick, what do you think about Bethenny's clause and making sure that you guys can, not get.
I don't really know anything about it. I try to stay in my lane. Like people say, I hadn't even finished watching my show, Crappie. And they sent me the 10 episodes up front. Even when I did Real Housewives in New York, I didn't watch the show. I knew we had to blog and I was like, I just never do. Once I filmed it, I lived it. I'm a one-on-one kind of person that I connect to people. I really live in the moment.
Yes.
I don't really like to go backwards. So for me, I don't know. I don't watch all that social media stuff. I will be sitting here like I have, right now, my house is rented. So I have this little station set up to do my work. I have my tour, Sony in your city, and I need to block out some more cities. I need to plan when I'm going to film again. My house is rented, so I'm a landlord.
Oh, wow.
That's why I haven't sold it because it's always rented. So then I'm afraid to lose a renter, but it's hard to show when it's rented, So
Right. Yeah, you do that. Yeah. No, because the thing is, like, there's so many things that have happened over the years in your life or in everybody's lives, and people get like exploited and then you don't get paid for it. So kind of sucks. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't care, I mean, that's fine too. I was just curious your thoughts on that.
Well, it is a door opener. And so that's why now I'm on Cameo and I'm in the top 3. I'm the #1 woman on Cameo doing these personal videos. And it makes me feel good on a one-to-one basis that I can, cheer people up. Or, Ramona says, just seeing my face cracks people up. So great. I can do that and help them get through hard times and good times, lifetime moments. And I relate to it because I've lived such a while now. But, I have that. And then I have my Amazon merch with all my Sonja-isms. So that's another gift from Bravo. Because I'm known for the one-liners. I can never get a full, sentence in. So I just shoot in a one-liner.
Yeah.
Seen double, feeling single, or Sonja Morgan's intern, or I have a life. I have a taste for luxury. Luxury has a taste for me. Another one people love is, if it's so wrong being me, why does it feel so right? So that's a bestseller.
Do you still have all the interns?
I do. I have them now. I've been doing remotely since COVID. So they'll come into town or meet me on trips when I'm on tour to help me out and get that kind of experience on their resume. But they did come with me on press tour. So when I did the morning shows and the night shows and the press junket, they came with me and got a lot of experience. Oh my God. And
That's great.
also to my sister's farm. And
That's
so
great.
I have one in New York that I'll be seeing. And then I have one guy from Vassar. He's an intern for a while now. He'll come in to the show in New York on Wednesday. I have one New York intern that's going to join Wednesday. And then my other intern is at University of Virginia. These are all very smart kids. NYU,
No,
really
it's
good.
great. I think there's a balance there, because I know even for myself, I would love to have an intern, but then you teach them all these things. Then you're like, well, I hope you work for me. Otherwise they go get other jobs and you got to keep turning them over. So.
I can't even keep them. I can't afford, I do, they don't get paid. They get lunch, dinner, travels, everything covered, and access to Fashion Week and all that. Because if you do an internship and you're just at an office, or just say you're in the basement at some fashion house, you're not actually with the designer going places. So with me, it's real one-on-one experience. So they're very much able to get a job after me, but they also stay with me long-term. Like some of them been with me the whole 4 years of college, because they can do one thing remotely. So just say you do my Amazon merch and my cameos. So you're just tweeting. And then I have someone who does my IG stories and my DMs. Then I have someone who does, liaison between me and my brands that I work with.
Okay.
Because I also book appearances at stores and Fashion Week. So everybody gets a little bit of different experience, but then they can do it longer term remotely.
And someone asked me to ask you about, I guess you must have said like you stir the drink, but not the pot. Is that still true?
Yeah. Should I put that on a t-shirt? I stir the drink is great, but maybe I stir the drink, but not the pot. I don't know. I have to figure it out. Cause one of my interns does, drafting or whatever. She's really good. So she has to make up the design for the t-shirt and then put it on, I've got another call. I put it on my Amazon merch, but slowly, I'm in so many different things at once. I'm with UTA, so they help me with Sony in Your City, and then United Talent Agency. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm still the straw that stirs the drink. It's just, if I'm doing like something like Crappie Lake where I'm helping the town, then I can only have a couple glasses of wine and get to bed early because I got to get up and work. But if I'm doing Housewives or Ultimate Girls Trip, forget it. I'm going to party every day until I fall in the bushes and wake up in somebody else's swimsuit. And then like when I'm here, I literally lock that chain on the door, and I don't leave here for 3 days. I go to my Whole Foods and I get what I need. And I'm just constantly working, and mostly Zoom or making videos for brands, and doing that kind of thing. Sponsored, dedicated posts.
Yeah. Are you going to BravoCon this year?
Yes, I have to go again. So I never used to do it. I never had time. Like I was supposed to do the Project Runway thing, and I was supposed to do, there was all these things. I'm never available, but I did it last year, do or die, because I wanted to promote Crappie Lake. And my Sonja Sangria, I wore a Sonja Sangria jacket there, which really helped. I mean, people bought it. I got a Dallas group of grocers called HEB, HEB. Oh my God. So that helped.
Okay.
So I'll go this year again and probably wear a Sonja in Your City jacket because it's really growing. And then I'll be with Lou promoting Crappie Lake, and my other girls, Dorinda, Ramona. Oh my God, I was so happy to be back with them. We'll be promoting Ultimate Girls Trip, RHONY Legacy.
The RHONY, right. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be really fun. Yeah, because it's so funny, like talking to you. And even when I met you years ago, you were so great. And then I'm like, you read how Jennifer Aiden made a comment about you last year at BravoCon, how, you don't care about your fans.
Just jump on my coattails, because I had a great time with her in the golf cart. The thing was, I had to leave Luann for a second on the red carpet. Like we were doing meeting people, right? And everyone was showing up, Sonja, and they were wearing my t-shirts. I'm an international lifestyle brand. I'm Sonja Morgan's intern, like real diehards. But I had to go and get the golf cart because we were going on the BFF board next, the panel of BFFs. And it was taking a long time to get those. So I grabbed one and I saved a seat for Luann and her handler. And I had my handler. One already went to the hospital because he hurt his arm between two, very tightly spaced golf carts. It's very hectic. Okay. So I had to hold my seat, my handler's seat, who was going to get me a couple of bottles of water for me and Luann's seat and her handler's seat. So I gave Jennifer and her boyfriend or husband a seat, but I had no room for her handler. And I'm the one that got the golf cart. So that's it. People want to say, oh, whatever,
Yeah.
Well, I always hear these rumors, like I hate to perpetuate it, but Heather, who was on our show for a hot second, she said some negative things. I'm very good friends with Melissa and her husband, and he said something weird that I think got taken out of context. I always think that looks desperate. You won't see me in the news saying something about somebody like to promote myself.
Right. You're just kind of living your best life. What happened though with the Craig Conover thing? Because everyone.
Okay, so Craig and we hit it off right away. The whole group. Because I'm a big fan of Southern Charm. I watched the first series, and I told. The first season, I told Andy, oh my God, I love this because I love the Southern gentleman. Let's not even talk about Harry Dubin of today, but let's say Harry Dubin of the past. Southern gentlemen are, they're playboys, but they have good manners and they spoil you. And that's fine for me because I'm Sagittarius. But gotta go, so last minute. Yeah. No, he stole 5 minutes ago is one of my favorite things. But when I ran into Craig, we went with I think Austin might have been there. I don't remember. But we all went for drinks together nearby, quick drink. And then we all had to go places. Because I think I had dinner with Whitney and her son, Whitney, his girlfriend, and his mom, Patricia Altschul. And I go way back as philanthropists, way before even I married Morgan. Oh, wow. So, and also Kathy Hilton and I go way back when I dated Prince Albert before I married Morgan. We were all doing, give back philanthropy. Okay. So I said, okay, when I get on the show and Luann brings up, I'm watching live with Andy Cohen, she brings up, well, I think Austin's cute. I said, oh, I had a tête-à-tête with Craig. And he goes, I didn't even know what that was. I don't think anyone knows. A tête-à-tête is just head-to-head, like you meet up. Oh. It's not a hookup. It's okay. A tête-à-tête is head-to-head in French, meaning let's just you and I see each other for a minute. Like it's a connotation of it's a quick thing. Okay. Just a couple of us there catching up, rebound, and then I went on my way. And we did say probably we would meet up later, but none of us did. I usually can't stay out as long as everybody else. But I just said I had a tête-à-tête, but I think it came off like more because normally it is with me. But I'll tell you what happened with Craig. Even he was on the rocks with his girlfriend then. The one that he was with. And so I remember saying to him, if you want to come to this wedding, I forget who, maybe Josh Flagg's wedding or something. I said, if you want to come, you could come as my guest, but as friends, but I don't want it to be a problem with your girlfriend. I don't like to come between other people. I meant just as friends, because he's fun. I really like him. And people call him my alter ego. Okay. Craig's the me on Southern Charm. Yeah. Okay. People picking on him about his education and his law degree and why does he want to do pillows, and you know what, he and I, we really live our best lives and just be in our own moment. We're very in the moment, and definitely I connect with him as a good friend. And I'm going to see him and his girlfriend in New York. They're coming in from the Hamptons, so we're going to get together, the three of us. Oh, that's fun. My one friend was like, can you ask Sonja what it was like dating Jack Nicholson and Eric Clapton and who was better in bed? She wanted to know. Oh, okay. Well, I never slept with Jack. Jack is just, he was the toast of town during those Studio 54 Limelight Danceteria days. And I met him through a girlfriend of mine, a very fancy girlfriend, neighbor of his out in Beverly Hills. So, we would just, back in those days, you didn't have cell phones, right? So you would just to each other, go back to somebody's apartment and party. And that was like a Peter Beard experience. Or I would say Billy Idol, but he's a health freak. you know, he's a real health freak. So, you know, vegetarian. Look how great he looks right now.
Yeah.
But Eric Clapton was more, he's very serious. He's an Aries. He's more like a, you know, like John McEnroe's Aquarius. They're very, like, I don't know how to say, I don't want to say possessive, but you're not like just on a fling. You know, you behave like a lady and you go to a proper restaurant and
Right.
walk the shops, and you know, he was the star, so I would take a backseat to him giving autographs because there were no phones, right?
Right.
Yeah. So Eric Clapton and Richard Lewis, the same. When you're with Richard, he's very sensitive. It's all about making sure he's safe and happy and secure, because he's always like, night of hell, day from hell, you know, show from hell. You know, I don't want to make more hell for him.
Yeah.
We always stayed in touch. You know, he's been married to a wonderful woman for, I guess, 20 some years now. And we're going to try to get together and do some time together, do a little FaceTime or whatever, what do you call it? Some Zooms or something to
Yeah.
because he got, what is it? Parkinson's disease or
No.
one of those.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's
so he's cut back on the Curb Your Enthusiasm and his live tours.
That's a great show.
Yeah, he's a legend.
To hear that. Yeah. So what if you
like Lenny Bruce, you know, he's a legend. He's one of a kind, you know, he's so brilliant.
No, he
very
is
smart.
100. You should actually be on Curb Your Enthusiasm. You'd be so good.
I know, with his friend, whatever the guy's name is, he's nice. You know who I really think is very, very, very smart, like Richard, like deep smart, is Owen Wilson.
Ooh,
he was roommates with Wes Anderson, and they wrote Zoolander and something Bottle Rocket. Like, he is so intensely smart and also incredibly funny on the cuff, improv, like I do.
Yeah,
just such a sharp wit and entertaining and fun when you're with friends.
Yeah,
and,
no, it's great.
And in the moment.
I love him. I love all his movies. Is there anything fun about you? Like, do you have a fun hidden talent that people don't know that you can do?
Well, people do come back. No, I do love having a man in my life. I like to keep lifelong relationships and building them. I'm very deep. I don't do a lot of superficial talk or fashion or who's who or FOMO or who you saw. That like just bores me to tears. But if you want to have a real heart-to-heart, real relationship when we're together and it's intense, but then not see me for a while and still know that we're close, that's the way I roll. So if I go to Palm Beach or I go to Costa Rica or I go to Saint Tropez or I'm in New York or I'm in Virginia, I'm very tight and right where I am. Tight and right where I am.
Okay.
I'm not like wondering what other people are going or what's the next thing. I have a Rolodex like nobody. So if I want to go or call someone from way before I married JP Morgan's grandson, I just flip through it. I call and it's like we saw each other yesterday.
That's
because it is like that. It's really intense when you know me.
That's
that's how I am with my interns. They see that.
Yeah. And do you have a reality show guilty pleasure? Is there anything that you watch besides Real Housewives that you just cannot get enough of?
I'm addicted to sex and violence like everyone else. So I watch, I like Snapped on Oxygen, one of our channels. I like all those crime stories, Dateline, forensic sciences, mysteries. I love anything Sarah Paulson's in. I just adore her.
Great. Yeah, she's great.
What about she was on Watch Happens Live with me.
Oh, really?
She was on
the first time you met her, or did you know her?
She's a fan of mine too. Yeah. You know who was a big fan of mine is the girl, Jennifer from Hunger Games. I put it on my Instagram. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well,
and the girl from Bridgerton is a big fan. She said she was going on Tuesdays to Cipriani to try and run into me because Cipriani's my middle name.
Oh, okay. Is there anybody?
So it just surprises me.
What about fashion? Like any celebrity's closet you'd love to trade with? Like, what fashion do you like?
I'm fascinated I love Eminem and how he speaks from his soul. The raps, whatever he writes, I love because I do a lot of that slapstick, sing song skit stuff myself that I just seriate it out and it's done. Okay. I like that. And then I like Cardi B also for being so real and just, very relatable for me.
Okay.
Eminem, Cardi B. I love Sarah Paulson.
Great.
I don't know, Chelsea Handler. I love Chelsea Handler.
That's cool.
Super fucking real.
Yeah. What's for you? I saw something you were doing a Little Mermaid commercial.
Oh my God, I just did the Disney Little Mermaid with Sheree Whitfield. Sheree Whitfield.
Right,
She corrected me because I never said anybody's name right. She's amazing. And Luann was hysterical. And again, it was comedy. So I'm just happy that all these years on Bravo, people have understood that I can do improv. I did do off Broadway, you know, Sex Tips for a Woman by a Straight Man. I did that. That's so much work, very memorized. And you have to set up, you have to cue the next line to the other actor. And there was just two of us with a third sort of the stripper guy in the play. So that was intense, a lifetime moment. My daughter Quincy said, "Oh, you need to do it." So I did it. But just to be discovered on Real Housewives is funny because Andy Cohen, they asked, "Who's your favorite, funniest housewife?" And he goes, "Belly laugh, Sonja Morgan."
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good housekeeping seal of approval.
No, that's great. I think it's awesome. I think you do an amazing job. You definitely keep us engaged in everything that you do. So I know we can't wait to watch the Ultimate Girls Trip, especially with the New York cast. And I do appreciate your time. Is there anything that, I mean, for people that want to get into reality TV, is there any advice you could give them?
Oh, if you don't have to do it, don't do it. But, you know, if you need to reinvent yourself and you find yourself with a kid or two and, you know, you need to keep them in the lifestyle that they are accustomed to or born into, you know, my daughter inherited a heavy load, right? The Morgan family, the Adams family. And I didn't want it to be a jolt. I was on my own. Divorce proceedings were not going well. They never do. So a lot of women who make even less than me can't even afford to go to court and try to get with what they deserve. So you've got to get out there and support your children on your own. It was a very good way for me to support my daughter. She's a straight A student. She graduated summa cum laude. She went to an Ivy League. She has a job. So humble as can be, totally diversified. That's why it's good. If you really want to reinvent yourself and you have tough skin, which I don't, but I managed it and stayed good with the family, you know, on my in-laws and on those charities that I work on. But it's you've got to really be able to juggle it and not go, you know, on, you know, over the other side of the hill.
No, you're right. There's certain aspects that you have to be able to handle. And if you can't, it's probably not for everybody. But your daughter, she went to Penn State, right?
She went to UPenn. She's at Taft. Yeah, and she's graduated summa cum laude, and she has a job. She's in Hollywood. She's very diversified herself and into diversification. You know, kids today are all about change and, you know, the environment. And I'm just very proud of her. Very proud.
That's great.
And I'm proud of myself for navigating the world of reality TV and be able to still work and be known as the, you know, the girl that everyone wants to be friends with and party with and have a good time. So
yeah. Where's a website where we can find information about all of your projects?
So I'm online. It's SonjaMorganOnline.com or SonjaProductions.com. I merged them. And I think if you just put in Sonja with a sexy J, I'll come up. My website has everything. All my links are on my Instagram. I'm on every social media. I got kicked off of OnlyFans. No, I got kicked off of TikTok for a second because I had hashtag TikTok because I had OnlyFans. I got myself confused because I know I have another call. Yeah, I'm on OnlyFans. They went mainstream. There's a special documentary on Hulu how they're going mainstream. It's not just for sex workers. It could be for sexy people like Cardi B and myself. And so I've been having some real success on there, just posting behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe some of my sexier, bawdier things that I've done. And you know, people pay by the month. I think I'm $2.99 a month, and they like it, and I get tips. So I'm enjoying that. So I had to get back on OnlyFans through my agent because they thought I was doing sex pictures, and it wasn't. I just hashtagged OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, right?
Because I did an interview with my best friend Josh Flagg out in Beverly Hills, and he said, you know, I know you're on OnlyFans, so I just mentioned it.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a wild story. Well, I know you're pressed for time. So Sonja, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to Allison Weiss Brady for connecting us because that was super cool. And I love the fact that you're going to be in Philadelphia in our area, September 9th at City Winery. So we have to get your tickets for that as well. So I appreciate your time, Sonja.
Yes, and thanks to Allison as well, just for being such a strong community member in Philly. She's been a blessing, as I know and you know. So that's a great shout out for her, and always grateful to her. And great to see you by my side all these years,
Yeah.
and still, you know, digging me and still finding me funny. So thank you, and you look beautiful.
Thank you so much.
But we both need our glasses.
I know.
Go to Whitney.com.